If you're on this page, you're here for a reason. Something is calling to you to change your life. My name is Michelle Nagel, the president of Soul Shift Incorporated and the best-selling author of Suffering is Optional, Step Out of Darkness into the Light. And I couldn't be more grateful that we have connected. I want to invite you to a webinar on March 12th at noon Pacific time because this is on a topic that changed my life. I will never forget what it felt like to look like I had it all on the outside, but I was falling apart on the inside. I had the nice house, the cars, the handsome husband, the very nearly perfect kids, the dream work from home job, but every day I had to take a deep breath and put on the mask and full body armor before I could face the day. I worked so hard to make sure that no one ever knew the truth, that I was broken and barely keeping it together. I couldn't figure out why, when I'd done everything I'd been told I should do in order to have a happy life, I was not happy. I felt ungrateful because I knew I had so much, but I was so miserable. So I began my search for happiness. What transpired is something I want to share with you. During our webinar, I'm going to teach you the specific things that I learned and then I incorporated into my life. I learned that you can be happy without abandoning your family, your home, or your job. You can have success however you define it, but you can also have an amazing life, extraordinary health, loving relationships. But you need some fundamentals. This webinar is called the R Factor for a reason, because the R is the one thing that ties together all areas of your life. And that's what I'm going to expose you to in our webinar on March 12th at 12 noon Pacific time. During that time, I'm going to dig into what the R Factor is and what it means in your life. And when we're done, I'm going to hang around for 15 or 20 minutes to answer all of your questions. And if you can't show up live for whatever reason, I get it, even though I encourage you to try and show up live, because the magic will happen during the live webinar. But if you can't, still register anyway, and I'll personally send you the replay after the fact. One of the things I want you to realize is that I've trained hundreds of people on this concept of the R Factor because it has been so meaningful for me. And I'm on this mission now to let other people know what I know so that they can begin to experience their own power to discover what it truly means to be happy. There's one woman I'll never forget when she first embraced the R Factor. From the outside looking in, she had it all, but from the inside looking out, she was broken. Her 20-year relationship had just ended. Her kids were out of control. She hated her job, and her health was causing all sorts of problems. But I shared the R Factor with her, and I shared what could be and what her life could become, and she started to take baby steps to implement. She took her new knowledge and implemented it into her life, and today she's like a totally different person. She's lost weight, changed her hair, found a job she loves, is in a relationship with a man that truly values her, and her kids are supportive and caring. She has it all and feels like she has it all. She's actually happy. One of my other clients had an addictive behavior that he had tried and failed multiple times to overcome. His wife had given him an ultimatum: either overcome this or I'm taking the kids and we are done. He learned the R Factor, implemented it, and within a surprisingly short time was successful in overcoming his addiction. He now facilitates an addiction recovery program for others. And I'm going to share how to change whatever it is that you want to change in this webinar. So this webinar is absolutely perfect for anyone who either feels they've hit a plateau, or they're just dissatisfied with where their life is at, or they're happy with their life, but they want more: better relationships, better time with their family, better spirituality, or more money. So if you feel like you've hit a plateau, or you're unhappy and dissatisfied, or you just want more than you have now, any of these categories, this is the perfect experience for you. And here's the reason why I'm doing this once again. I am driven to build a community of like-minded, supportive people who lift and encourage each other, who realize that there's more than enough to go around and there's no need to compete with anybody. People who are ready to find happiness and success, whatever that means to you. Whether it's a new career or having enough to be able to stay home with your kids, it's all good, no judgment. People who recognize that happiness isn't a theory, something that's talked about but nobody ever actually achieves it. It isn't far-fetched, it's their reality. I know that what you're going to learn during this webinar, something I learned a long time ago that gave me the ability to change my entire life, and I've shared it with many people and they've been able to change their entire lives, and I'm going to share it with you. Because my ultimate goal is that we build this community of people who now have it all. whose inside and outside are aligned and they're happy. They're willing to support each other, celebrate each other, and live life the absolute fullest they can. Community saved me from my darkest night of the soul, and I want us to be there for each other. So I invite you to register directly on this page for that time that we're going to share together during this webinar from the comfort of your own home. I ask you to do your best to show up live if you absolutely can. Remove all distractions so that we can spend time together. And when you sign up, I'll send you all the details through emails and even through text message as well, so that you have reminders leading up to the experience, and then we'll be able to share some time together. I love and appreciate you, even if I don't know you yet. I really do. That's why I do what I do. And I can't wait to teach you what I know so that you too can find happiness and have the kind of life you only dream of right now.